Hello, everyone. Thank you for listening and watching. My name is Nefertiti, and you can find my information in the description box below. This is an energy update for the week beginning March 1st through March 7th, 2020. This year is flying by, so I'm so grateful that we have an opportunity now to kind of slow down as we are in this retrograde season, making adjustments. So the energy has been strange, a little interesting over the past couple of weeks. We've definitely had some mass awakenings, and we can see this in the mainstream media with all of these stars making these very important and direct speeches at these award shows, letting people know, like, we've got to make some changes. Celebrities have the ability to influence millions of people. And I feel like this is a very important time for people to really understand what's going on in the world around them, like really understand. I've noticed more people are starting to turn to alternative media sources for information because they can see the shenanigans and the buffoonery going on, especially in politics. And people just want the truth. We just want to know what's going on and how we can take care of ourselves and our family, what we need to know, right? What we really need to know. We don't want to see a bunch of fighting and a bunch of scare tactics and manipulation. And we can see this with the coronavirus news. I live in the Bay Area, and the mayor of San Francisco declared a state of emergency before there were any cases diagnosed. We must understand that the government has been creating diseases, viruses for centuries, population control, and to keep the population scared and in fear, because when people are afraid, they're easier to control. Goes back to even, and I hate to use this as an example, but look at what happened with Hitler and the Nazis. Hitler, despite him being a horrible human being, was very, very much aware of the power of suggestion. People in Germany couldn't go anywhere without seeing his picture, without hearing that they were the superior race. And this is the method that the government uses. So now we're supposed to be afraid to go in places that are heavily populated by Asian culture. We're supposed to wear a mask when we go outside. And I mean, it's just ridiculous. If you have a healthy immune system, you're pretty much okay as far as catching any virus or disease. But also remember that dis-ease can only exist in a body that is out of balance. So as long as you are taking responsibility for your life and energy on all levels, then you don't have anything to worry about. This is also a time where our mental energy is very stirred up because we're in Mercury retrograde. Mercury rules the mind. So as I mentioned in the last video, beware of your mind playing tricks on you and keep your mental body strong. Remember that nature abhors a vacuum, and it's easier for negative energy to influence you when you are not filling your mind with positivity and things that are helpful and healing and nurturing to you. The opposition will come right in and take over because it's empty space. My grandmother used to always tell me that an idle mind is the devil's workshop. Pay attention to what you are watching, listening to, who you're talking to. Watch what's going in. Relationship changes are still on the table. I've been watching a lot of my social media personalities going through splits and breakups. And these are people that have been together for years. Some of us are going through that in our intimate relationships and in our friendships. If we're on this ascension process, outgrowing people is inevitable. Everybody has an opportunity to do the work. But It's up to us to decide. Many are called, but few are chosen. And if you've done a certain amount of work, energetic work on yourself, and other people in your world have not, then it's necessary for either you to leave them behind or you get yourself pulled back into the fear, into the limitation. The choice is always yours. And remember that life is cyclical, so we'll always be presented with opportunities to raise in vibration or to allow ourselves to go into lower vibration. And I think it all has a purpose, especially when we're doing shadow work, to go into those darker places within ourselves, to understand the world around us, to understand energy. But we don't stay there. It's a tool for us to use for evolution, for change. So if you are experiencing any relationship upheaval right now, remember that everything is temporary. Nothing lasts forever. And it could be that the universe has something better for you. And this could be in any type of relationship. It's also important to remember that your bloodline really has nothing to do with whether or not you decide to be in communion and contact with someone. A toxic person is a toxic person. And if we hold on to that limiting belief that, oh, they're family, I've known this person for 30 years, they're my best friend, what would they do without me? Then we choose to be limited as well. It's our responsibility, each and every one of us, to be all that we can be, to fulfill our unique individual purposes. And there are people, lots of people, still not willing to accept that responsibility. So they project, they plug in to other people and steal energy. And I feel like as light warriors, as way showers, it's time for us to recognize those energies in our lives and begin to move away from them. So let's move on to the astrology. On March 4th, we have Mercury retrograde moving back into detached, visionary Aquarius. This is going to be a very intellectual and personal energy. Where are you not seeing things realistically? All of those rewords, realistic, right? Communications, thoughts, and ideas will be flowing in, but watch for communication issues with group dynamics, because with Mercury, we do have limitations when it comes to our mental faculties. They're just kind of going offline for us to integrate, to process, to heal. We also have Venus moving into Taurus, which is the home sign of Venus. This is about having a desire for more stability and commitment, especially in relationships. Venus in Taurus does not like feeling vulnerable. This is about loyal and consistent love. Tauruses are going to be looking more beautiful at this time. This is also great for finances and manifesting money. Also on March 4th, which is a very busy day, we have Mercury sextiling that Venus in Taurus. So this is a good day for rest and relaxation. This is a very romantic transit, maybe great for a little exciting weekend getaway. Remember that Mercury is retrograde, so if you're going to take a trip, check all of the details, make sure you get insurance, all of those things. This is great for expressing love. This makes it a lot easier. Extra charming and social transit, great for finding win-win solutions in business as well. On March 7th, daylight savings time begins. This is always a hard time for me. Losing that hour of sleep, it takes me like a week or two to adjust. Even though we really don't technically lose the hour, it still mentally just takes me some time. All right. Let's move on to the oracle cards, and I was actually led finally to pull from another deck. We still got the Angels and Ancestors deck on the table by Kyle Gray, but I've also pulled from the Psychic Tarot by John Holland. So the first card is the Mirror Guardian, and this is definitely a card of Mercury retrograde, taking time to reflect. seeing how far you've come. This is also about you really recognizing that you have a new set of core beliefs based on the experiences that you've had, especially going through this ascension process. All of the things that you've had to shed, all of the new insights and revelations that have come in. This is a great time for you to see how far you've come, to have gratitude, especially as it comes out with this firm foundation card. This is about really knowing that you've established those firm foundations within yourself based on all of the challenges and obstacles that you've had to go through, which were only opportunities for growth and learning. You've been able to build these foundations within yourself. And now you can see the manifestations in the outer world within the next couple of months. This is also about gratitude, these two cards together, being grateful for everything that you've gone through because it's made you into the person that you are today. You've learned the lessons so you don't have to repeat those cycles. You can move forward with grace and confidence. This is also about self-love and protecting what you have built. Because remember, not everybody has the same intentions as you do. Not everybody's willing to do the work. This is also about really releasing the past, releasing any negative connections that you have mentally with any of the experiences that you've had because they were necessary. I believe that there's lessons that can only be learned in a certain way because you'll get it. Experience is the best teacher. Anyone can tell you anything, but when you experience something, you know what's truth. And so this is about you really understanding that you have done the work. You've done the work to build your solid foundation. You're taking time to reflect, to meditate, to go within, to slow down and really understand yourself. I really feel too that this is about forgiveness. Forgiving yourself for anything that you've done, for anything that you've been through, because when you know better, you do better. And knowing implies more than just mental knowledge. Knowing implies wisdom and really understanding why things are the way that they are, why you should or shouldn't do certain things. So take this time to reflect. Take this time to show yourself some gratitude for the work that you have done. Let's move on to the angel number. And the number that came up very strongly was 32. This is a number indicating that the Ascended Masters are assisting you with loving yourself and with establishing healthy relationships. It's very important that you keep your connection with them clean and clear so that you continue to progress on your path. Angel number 32 is about faith and optimism, trusting in divine timing, trusting that you're being supported. And as you are more positive in attitude and action, you will manifest more opportunities. This is a number that lets you know that you are taking the right steps and to ask the angels for guidance. Let's move on to the crystal, and the stone that came up was amethyst. And we've worked with amethyst a few times already. But amethyst is a natural tranquilizer. It's great for stress and relieving irritability and mood swings. It dispels anger, rage. Amethyst is also great for use with meditation and activating spiritual awareness. It's going to enhance your intuition and psychic abilities. Amethyst is also great for helping you sleep and preventing nightmares. Amethyst is also very highly protective of your psychic body, of your spiritual body. You can also use amethyst to connect with the energy of the violet flame, the healing flame of Saint Germain. And I feel like we're still going through some healing processes right now. We've done a lot of healing work already, but I feel like a lot of the healing work that we have to do is connected to forgiveness. Forgiving ourselves, forgiving people around us. That doesn't mean that we allow people to stay on our life. We remember what people put us through. It's okay to love people from a distance. I love you, I care about you, but you stay your ass over there, right? Amethyst is also great for activating and stimulating that crown chakra. It's great for clearing negative thoughts too, and which is what we really need right now. So let's move on to the spirit animal, and the dragonfly showed up again. The dragonfly is about wisdom and learning through experience. The dragonfly is full of joy and lightness. It'll help you to go through changes. The dragonfly goes through a lot of changes as it goes from larva to actual dragonfly. So change and transformation, be willing to experience new things. Something big. Dragonflies come in when there's some big change occurring or going to occur. Even though they're not exactly the biggest or strongest creatures, they're able to really take flight and be truly unforgettable. They can fly forward, backwards, in circles. Dragonflies also represent purity of the heart, prosperity, determination, dedication, and hard work. Dragonflies also come in to help bring more harmony in relationships. So even if you're going through a split at this time, call on the dragonfly to help with that being an amicable split, a conscious split. This is also about breaking away from beliefs that no longer serve you in a positive way and being willing to embrace the new, stepping out of your comfort zone so that you can realize your full potential. The dragonfly helps you to break free of illusions that prevent you from growing or changing into a better person.